Hey, I'm just following orders. Let me get one of those slow motion pictures, bro. One of the slow motion pictures.
You gotta shoot at 60 frames per second.
Come on, that.
They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move it coast shit. As if they make the wrong move it post shit. You see me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. Coming up on by the boat shit. They see me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my body, real niggas right beside me. Damn right, I brought my army, going up like a rocket, and can't nobody stop me. These niggas garbage, so watch your mouth, boy. Coming all black, slithering house, call me mouth, boy. I'm off the hip like a cowboy. I'm a king, you should bow, boy. Shorty like that, man, you cut up, nothing I can handle. 144 in the booth, going Rambo. Niggas do you dirty like a stick in a bando. That's why I play the corner like a bum with a banjo. I'ma lead by example. Sabi got this bitch off the hand, got this juice, got the drip, about to hit the bitch with the salt. It ain't rap, it's assault. Can't taste a bitch unless you with the coke. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move it coast shit. As if they make the wrong move it coast shit. Hey. One West, one West, one West, one West, one West. Coming up on my divorce. I do it how a veteran be. You better than me. I'm Reggie at the edge of the key. It's all money, no honey. Think you settle and see. You locked up, fucked up, and it's back to the streets. It's One West. You can check the residency. I reside with soldiers died on the soles of their feet. Cause there's death before designer. Ain't no coward in me. Cause I'm cold as a bitch's shoulder. You ain't calling a week. Get the cooking on this beat. Hope you like it well done. Got them killers rolling with me and they all red rum. Got you fuckers scared some. Get the banging on this beat till my fucking head numb. Black Glock, red drum, black and yellow ones. Man, you got a sucker, just you wear one. Told these niggas we was going up. Doing a lot of talking, now these niggas ain't saying shit. Feeling like a legend in this shit, lil nigga, I'm past veteran. Never feeling third, lil nigga, I'm past second. Guns, I gotta have them all like Ash Ketchum. Shotty break a nigga ribs up like his left. Y'all spit. Kill you with kindness cause I'm dead nice. That 5'7", put you 6 feet, not talking height. That judge giving out 5, what you doing life. These hands are rude GPS, a mean right. That's mean right, we build different, you know the vibes. And we stamped it authentic, we notarized. I keep a 144 because I know a cod. Noah's Ark, you know I'm with animals when we flowing by. We back again, no cap, when I'm with Cap again. Yeah, they say they want smoke until we matching them. Everything righteous, so you know when we get back at them, you get hit up with a K, but no acronym. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move it coast shit. As if they make the wrong move it coast shit. You see me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. Coming up on by the boat shit.
West till they bury me. I'm One West till they bury me. I'm One West till they bury me. I be One West to the death till they bury me. One West till they bury me. I'm One West till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. They ain't scaring me. Rip the soul out of Pharisee. Speaking heresy, it get you fucked up apparently. It's like they daring me. I said chill, they ain't hearing me. They ain't listening. Every bar nitroglycerin. Hit your heart, bring it back to start, make you live again. Get them dividends or we start getting ignorant. I be on that soldier shit. I told you shit phenomenal. Nah, but he abdominal. So what you suckers trying to do? Rhyming comical. Guess it's funny until I'm bombing you. Bring apocalypse to them pussy niggas that's popping shit. Team of all-stars, I coach them up like I'm Popovich. Fuck the politics and the lobbyists and apologists. They vagina, so we gon' check them like gynecologists. It's kinda obvious how the situation is ominous. The way I vomit this and regurgitate for the audience. They start applauding this cause the competition is fraudulent. From the era where niggas smoke you up like a parliament. The flow been stupid, shit has gotten retarded since. All the dominance of one west rising to prominent. Cause I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. They want a nigga quiet, mute my maneuvers, but I ride like I got Groupon for Uber. Rhymes hard like they been viewed by Medusa. 9 milli Luger, 17 in the Ruger. Only need a few to sit up in your medulla. Obligata for the regatta, niggas wildin', they win every dollar. They riding by in black Impalas, let the semi holler. A showstopper, been as proper since the teeny bopper. But now I'm going, I'm off Patron, a premium of vodka. I put extensions on the Glock, modified the chopper. The swore heavy, war ready, and that's working mama. No marijuana, say I got the loudest silence on it. When I'm up on it, ain't no rapper do it like I do it. A lot of spitties and writers, but when the heat's on, none of them can get to the fire around with me. And I had a nigga spin like a tire, but down the deep, and I'm still dope as a piper. Every bar burn hard like a spoon with a lighter. Fuel to igniter, I'm winning, coming through with the title because U.P.K. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me.
Yeah, on 44 shit, you know what I mean? Busy man. Look, when that shit drop, you step all the way on their neck, step on their neck and they head with that shit.
Friday, I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel, he nice but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. They mad, I'm too solid, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. No, they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rank for real. I got real soldiers, kill for me, nigga, watch yourself. They say you been in beast mode lately, you is not yourself. When you dropping that fire, precious marriage, they inquiring. They can't stop what's coming, but I see them conspiring. Cross the line, them firing. This bitch here, finna break the spin. No kindness, I don't trust you, circle small. You can keep your features. Me and my niggas don't keep no secrets. In the feel like Jeepers Creepers, say they want some smoke, dawg. So I brought these chimney sweeps. Coming like we coming, you can't even cap. These niggas don't run it like we running, bitch, don't even start. Bitch, I'm with my niggas till the end, until death do us part. So if you wanna leave, you can leave, bitch, bless your heart. Fine in, I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel, he nice but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. Ooh, I got a man, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. I heard they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rate for real. Take over in effect, yeah, I'm fully focused. You might not see it on me, just know it's women, that bitch fully loaded. Ooh, yeah, we up and rolling. Told them I need major motion. Think I'm joking, I'ma school them niggas like they baby Jody. Got it out the dust, now I'm too clean, don't know why they hate me. What you want out life, dawg? Guns and butter, baby boy. U.P.K top, dawg. Certified road
but you a gospelite, bitch.
Fuck you talking about?
If that nigga on war, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade you line up. Young nigga name is Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. Soft cold shit, we bout it. UPK soup solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood. Hood. More than you, bitch. Sharp on shit, I'm bout it. UPK soup solid. Fuck nigga don't want war. It ain't enough clips in your army. All the bitches wanna take my piece. All they hoes wanna take my piece. All the nigga wanna take my piece. No, I can't let a dog take it from me. I can't let a dog take it from me. You a hoe study and you dummy. And these bitches really out this bitch walking around like they don't know nothing. And a lame nigga fall for them and get set up for the coins and get gunned down, man down. Shoulda took the time, get a damn no. But I see the shawty and I show her. She could never get a priest holding. You a dirt ass, rust ass neck bitch with a fake ass jury. In Tennessee while I'm touring. It's a Tennessee, but she luring. And a sucker duck bitch ass boy, fuck nigga over that bitch mugger. I say, if that nigga on war, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade you line up. Young nigga name is Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. Soft cold shit, we bout it. UPK soup solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood. Hood. More than you, bitch. You a lame nigga down to me. Eat candy, but I'm sucker free. You a little nigga, ain't nothing to me. Bass up, boy, I fit a beat. Yeah, AR-223. Draco with a magazine. Yeah, that clip run like limousine. I shoot your ass in the spleen. Boy, I bust your ass in the temple. We debating by the temple. Tell the truth, boy, you's a victim. And you squirm off like a lizard. Nigga walk down my road. Why does nigga come down my road? Boy, come down my road. Boy, I charge your ass toll fee. I'm a real big priest, nigga. UPK play for keys, nigga. Commander General get a damn order, but ain't nothing me to damn kill you. I stuck in his ass like a cat. All weapons, boys full of tech. Boy, like a close comeback. Nigga, I popped off for a neck. If that nigga on war, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade you line up. Young nigga name is Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. Soft cold shit, we bout it. UPK soup solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood. Hood. More than you, bitch.
Christ said 7 women gonna be on one nigga in the end time. Nigga, fuck wrong with you, boy. Stressed by that damn hoe ass bitch. Fake ass nigga too. Dumb ass motherfucker. Fuck you.
Shalom, Israel. We are the I.S.U.P.K, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yahanna. And today is Wednesday law class, and this is Atlanta, I.S.U.P.K, and I'm pre-officer of 500, Deshaun. And today's topic, we're going to be talking about the unclean states of America. Donald Trump once said, correct me if I'm wrong, out of one, that Haiti was a dung-hole country. Yep. But we in the truth know that there's no, it's hard to say that any country is more unclean than America. You know, we know how America was founded, and and we know who America is controlled by this day. These colonizing devils, and everything about them is unclean, from the way they think, their thought process, to their hygiene, to their whole way of life. They're unclean vagabond in the earth that's in rulership right now. Right. So. Like I say, this is a law class, and we're gonna do some comparisons with God's laws and the laws of the colonizer. We're going to see how they differ and how some are the same and how they use and manipulate the law to suit their own agenda. We got somebody else call in. All right. Yeah, like I said, we're gonna talk more about how unclean American laws and stuff are, and how we really aren't Americans. You know what I'm saying? We were colonized, and that's just a name that we took on because of who actually colonized these things. And with that, we got anybody online that's able to read? Okay, with that, we're going to start off in the Apocrypha, the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 1. And with that, let's go ahead. This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 1. And it says, "This is the book of the commandments of God." What book is it referring to? It's talking about the Holy Bible. Holy means separate. Holy means separate. And the law that endured forever. It says the law that endured forever. Not a few hours, not a few days or a few weeks or a few years, or a decade or two. It said the law that endured forever. And we're so colonized to our frame of mind that we take everything that our oppressors and our Christian churches tell us when they say that the law has been done away with. And clearly right here states that the law endures forever. So how can something be done away with that endures forever? It make it make sense. It's no way possible that the law, can just be tossed out or you could just cherry pick it just somebody. Either you're gonna believe the law or you're not gonna believe the law. You're gonna follow the law, you're not gonna follow the law. But it says in the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 1, that the law that endured forever, all they that keep it shall come to life. All they that keep it gonna come to life. Doesn't that sound great? Doesn't that sound great? If you keep the law, you're gonna come to life. What's better, life or death? We talk about spiritual death and we talk about physical death a lot, and us as Israelites, we don't have a hard time want to die a physical death, but in the Christian churches and stuff, we're scared to die that spiritual death. You know what I'm saying? They get rid of that old me, that old you, you know what I'm saying, and being reborn in the truth, and that goes for God chosen people. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get more to that, but keeping the laws is what gives you life. You know what I'm saying? And it said, "But such as leave it shall die." If you leave these laws, statutes, commandments, you choose to follow the unclean states of America, you're going to die. Physically and spiritually, you're going to die. But all that could be prevented if we would just follow the dietary laws and other laws and stuff that the Most High gave us. That's in this blueprint called the Bible, the King James Bible. It's the blueprint for Black, Hispanics, and Northern Natives. You know what I'm saying? And verse 2, it says, "Turn thee." That's who it's talking about. "Turn thee, O Jacob." Jacob is the father of the Israelites. And it's telling him to turn thee and take hold of it. It tells you to take hold of the laws, statutes, and commandments. These laws, these guidelines that were given to us by the Most High to Moses to keep us on the right path. Is the most righteous GPS that we could be following. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these GPS today, this GPS doesn't need a reboot. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't need to be reset or, you got one destination to it. And all of us, this part of this one body should be on this path, be on the same direction. And shouldn't want to stray off from it, because if we turn off on the wrong road, guess what? We could be put to death. You know what I'm saying? The truth, you know what I'm saying? The law is what gives you life. And it say, walk in the presence of the light thereof. Walk in the presence of the light. That means following Christ, because Christ is the light. He is the truth. He is the truth. He is the king that we are supposed to follow. You know, even though he's not here right now, we are supposed to be following Christ. Christ is part of being God-fearing, man and woman. You know, keeping the Most High order. So like you're following the laws that was given. And it says that thou mayest be illuminated. That means your actions of you keeping this law, you're gonna shine. People are going to notice you. People are going to notice you for being God-fearing, for keeping the laws, you know, that were given to us. It was over 600 plus laws, 613, something like that. Laws that were given for man and woman and both. You know, some laws were for men only, some laws for women only, but some laws were for us together as a people. And it said, you know, like you said, it said that thou mayst be illuminated. We'll shine so bright. We will be so noticeable if people see us going out doing the right thing, keeping God's laws. In verse 3, it said, give not thine honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee, a strange nation. Don't. Go ahead.
Salaki, where are we again?
We're in Baruch chapter 4.
Baruch chapter 4?
In the Apocrypha.
Yes.
We're at verse 3 right now. And it said, like I said, it said, give not thy honor to another. We should be giving our honor to another nation. You know what I'm saying? What we got is for us. That's all a part of being God chosen people. You know, we should want to give our blessings or our attributes to another nation. You know what I'm saying? Because it was specifically for us. Right. You know, we're such a caring and sharing nation. You know, they're just like use the Ark of the Covenant, for example. You know what I'm saying? God said that ark belonged to a certain nation of people.
Right.
And that certain nation of people is the greatest people in the earth.
That's right.
And don't you know these Christians don't even want, these Israelite Christians in the earth today, they don't even want to claim. They don't even want it back. They're like, oh, hell, you know, if we share it, you know what I'm saying? They let the other nation have it. You know what I'm saying? They don't really care what the Most High God actually got for you and wants you to have. He wants you to have rulership in the earth.
That's right.
But you spend so much time, you know, trying to be part of a toxic nation,
right,
an unclean nation as America, that you don't want to be the greatest people in the earth. You don't want that rulership because your mind is filthy. You want to be equal to that vagabond in the earth right now that's running, that doesn't have a clue how to really run this earth. Like you say, he poisoned every damn thing, the air, the water, the food, everything. He doesn't give a damn. Why would you want to follow someone like that, a nation like that? You know, it doesn't make sense. We are Israelites. We have a common enemy in this earth.
That's right.
A common enemy. And the only thing he wants is death and destruction. He wants nothing else. You cannot, he's such an unclean beast. He kills for fun, not just for food or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? He is that wicked in the earth. You know what I'm saying? And God also uses him as a tool. You know what I'm saying? So let's continue on.
Look, I can read what you.
Okay, we're at verse 4. Baruch 4:4. We're gonna hold on. Go ahead.
saying no more names out.
You say you're gonna do what now? Oh, you too up. I got someone to read for me. Got a brother to read for me. You too up. All right. Go ahead.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 4. Oh, Israel.
Who?
Israel.
He's not, Edom.
Israel.
Oh, Ishmael.
Israel.
He's not talking to nobody else but Israel at this moment. Go ahead.
Happy are we for
Happy.
things.
Go ahead.
Happy are we for things that are pleasing to the Most High are made known unto us.
These laws, don't you know keeping God's law? Do you know how much peace that is? How much peace that would bring? He gave the laws to us, the Israelites. Go ahead.
Happy are we for things.
Hold on 1 second.
We're not farming.
All right, yeah, man, Brian, I got you, Twop. All right, right now we're at we're in the Apocrypha at in the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 4. All right, go ahead.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 4. O Israel, happy are we, for things that are pleasing to the Most High are made known unto us.
It made known to us, the Israelites, because he hadn't dealt with anybody else except black, Hispanic, and Northern natives. He hadn't dealt with anybody else. So you can't, it might baffle me how Christians today think that a heathen nation, a vagabond, can teach you how to be a black man, or this Chinese man or this Caucasian man can teach you how to be a Hispanic man. Right. You know what I'm saying, or Jamaican or something like that. It doesn't make sense. You have to be taught by what by the people within your nation. Can't nobody know your tradition like your people. You know what I'm saying? You got a question? Comment?
Slightly, if I could, that's real heavy. How you're saying that another nation can't teach you how to be your own nation. That's similar to how a slave master can't tell a slave that everybody is created equal, that equality is everywhere, that we're all the same.
Right.
That's impossible to really understand, because the slave is going to think like I'm always on the bottom. I'm always on the bottom. But now to believe that a slave who is on the bottom is actually equal with the oppressor, that you will be equal, is ridiculous. And that's what happens to our people. That's what happens to blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, thinking that you are equal with the oppressor. If you think that you are equal with the oppressor, now you're thinking that even despite your circumstances, despite your situation, that the oppressor, the slave master, actually loves you or respects you. And he's going to put you on the same pedestal as him. That's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, it's such a heavy point that you're making out of one, and we can't do nothing but blame the Christian church for teaching these colonizing devil's doctrine. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it all boils down to, where we are actually getting our knowledge from. You know what I'm saying? And giving them all the credit. I mean, I hear so much. This is a white man. This is the white man's book. This is the white man's book. I used to have that mindset many years ago, until I started reading some of these scriptures in here, and I found out by nations of who these people actually are. Start doing research and start seeing how the scripture bring out that we're God's greatest people in the earth, that we're not equal. I wasn't hearing these things in the Christian church. I had to actually get out of the Christian church to be introduced to the truth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's, the main reason why I'm here in the I.S.U.P.K. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm being taught by brothers above me. because I understand rank and order. You know what I'm saying? I understand that a man is supposed to follow a man. We our minds have been so polluted by our oppressors that we can't comprehend that. And you imagine you hear Christians say all the time, "You're not supposed to follow no man." Well, damn, you would tell that woman that she wasn't supposed to follow her husband, right? Or you would tell that child that they're not supposed to follow their father. It only matters when you're on the job site. You know what I'm saying? Right. Come on, you can't. It doesn't make sense. It's not logical. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And it's like, if I could, it's interesting because those same people who say that you're not supposed to follow a man, follow a preacher.
Right.
They follow a preacher.
Right.
You understand? Like when that preacher gets up and wants to wave his hands, he wants to start singing, he wants to start dancing, the crowd is going to follow him. When he asks for money, the crowd is going to give to him. Right. You understand? The crowd, whatever the preacher say he needs or he wants, all he has to do is say that God said I should have it. God says I need it. And now the people are going to follow that and give.
People are going to follow it.
Like it.
It's a powerful point out of one. Let's continue with verse 5.
God, this is the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 5. Be of good cheer, my people, the memorial of Israel.
My people. You tell you right there, my people. You're not everyone's people. Right. You don't, thy people, my people, right. It's being specific. Thy God and my God is being specific. Right. My God is not everybody's God. So when you hear these people get up, thank you, God, for waking me up in the morning, you gotta check the Christian rate right quick, because they welcome so many different gods and religions and stuff into the fold. You gotta ask the Christian, which God are you talking about? Which God are you referring about? Because we serve one God in here. You know what I'm saying? That's Yahanna. That's the Most High God. No other God sitting next to him. So when we hear that, we quick to ask people like, what God are you referring to? You know what I'm saying? Nimrod or Ishtar or Buddha? Who's your God? You know what I'm saying? So when we hear that, people tend to not quite understand, because they have so many different spirits on them. You know what I'm saying? Because they worship so many different things, and they don't. And the scriptures tell you to, not to fear the other gods. When it said not to fear them, and meaning, if I separate from this, it's not gonna hurt me. You know what I'm saying? If I, not when it said not to fear other gods, if I don't celebrate Christmas, hell, Nimrod ain't gonna hurt me. You know what I'm saying? If I don't celebrate Valentine's Day, Cupid, he ain't gonna do a damn thing to me. He ain't gonna shoot me in my heart. You know what I'm saying? That what it means not to fear these other gods. Is ways that you could separate from these other nations and stuff and not be carnal about it, because all these other nations are unclean nations. We're gonna get into that here in a moment. They're saying be of good cheer. Be positive about following God's law, statute, and commandment. You know what I'm saying? They're not grievous. You know what I'm saying? So be positive about it. You know what I'm saying? And it says, my people, the memorial of Israel. He's steady talking to Israel. Steady talking to Israel. He ain't talking about no other nation. So we ain't got no business trying to be involving nobody else. Right. If it gives you one name, and under this one name, it's 12 tribes under this one name. We ain't got no room. You shouldn't even have the mindset to be trying to think about and bring anybody else into the fold. It doesn't make sense.
That's right.
Go ahead. Shalom, Lord in Christ. How you doing, Up?
Sir. You all right?
I'm doing swab. Waiting on that Passover, that right? Yeah, I'm telling you, ready to get my serve on. But right now we're in the book of Baruch, chapter 4. We're finna hit verse 6. You able to read? You got okay. I don't want that. Let's go to verse 6.
It's the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 6. Ye were sold to the nations.
It says, ye were sold. The ye is talking about the Israelites. When we fled down into Egypt from Jerusalem, tried to mix in with other dark races and stuff, with they try to keep from all us being found. But the Africans helped caught us, the Hamites helped caught the Israelites, and sold us into slavery to the Edomites. You know what I'm saying? To the other nations and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what this is what the scripture is talking about. We're being sold to the other nation. Nation has S behind it, means plural. You know what I'm saying? And we had to keep these type of things in context. You know what I'm saying? When it's in the singular term and when it's in the plural term. Nations. You know what I'm saying? Well, go ahead.
God, ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction.
It says not for your destruction. You weren't sold to the other nations to get destroyed because we had to do some building. These people wanted to use us to build up some stuff because we were so damn creative.
That's right.
We were so damn talented and creative and had so many inventions to, you know what I'm saying? They wanted us to be the tail and they wanted to be the head of us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the scripture say, God said you weren't gonna do right, this stuff was gonna be did to us, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Go ahead.
God, you were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved the Most High to wrath.
How did we move the Most High God, Yahweh, to wrath? Can anybody tell me how did we move him to wrath?
On the boat.
No, what did we do? You know what I'm saying?
Build pyramids.
Nah, not quite either. Action wise, what did we do to make him so angry at us? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
We stopped following his law, statute, commandments.
Right.
We were taking credit for ourselves and trying to follow after everybody else and heathen gods and trying to be like the other nations.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was looking for. We moved God to wrath because we chose not to follow his laws. After he gave them to us, he didn't give them to nobody else.
Right.
He gave them to the Israelites. Go ahead.
So that's why he cursed us with slavery.
Right. Not just one time. Multiple times. He put us in the slavery because we were hard headed. You know what I'm saying? We were stubborn. We wanted to lean to our own understanding and follow other gods and stuff because it made us feel good. You know what I'm saying? We didn't want to fight our flesh. You know what I'm saying? We had the mindset of God, the earth was formed, but we're put here to serve ourselves, but we weren't put here to serve ourselves. We were put here to serve God. God, the Most High God is the creator, and the creator created creatures, and all these creatures serve a purpose. You know what I'm saying? Right. And the purpose they serve to be for the Most High God. You know what I'm saying? All the creatures on the earth, they serve a purpose to serve God, even us. Mm-hmm. But we as a hard-headed ass people, we're the only ones out of all God creatures that want to defile him.
That pride.
Yeah, pride. Pride destroys the hell out of us.
Yeah.
Salaki.
And Salaki, if I could. Also, you have to look at it as when you hear God the Father, God truly is the Most High, really is a father when it comes to the children of Israel. You understand? Just as we've given the example before, when you have your child, you tell your child to come home at a certain time, meet your home. You know what I'm saying? By the time the street lights are on, or you tell your child, you understand, to only go on in this section of the house, this section of the yard, this section of the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. You understand? But now the other kids want to go out. You understand? The other kids want to go out. The other kids want to do their thing, right?
Right.
But now, and then your child is out with it. Your child gets caught doing bad things around the neighborhood with those children. You're not going to punish all those other children. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to punish them. You're only going to punish your child. You're only going to punish your child because you told your child, I need you home at a certain time. I need you home before the street lights come on. I told you to not go down the block. I told you to stay up this side of the neighborhood. I'm not going to punish them. You understand? And that's what's so heavy about the scriptures, because when we see how blacks have been oppressed for so long, along with the oppression of the Native Indians, along with the oppression of the Latino brothers and sisters. You understand? Like when you compare their history, their poverty stricken. You understand? When you compare their oppression throughout history compared to any other nation on the earth, you understand? Like no other nation has suffered like blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. No other nation has suffered like them. You understand? There's no other nations on earth that have told you that their culture, that can tell you that their culture was stripped, that their language was stripped. You understand? There's no other culture that will tell you that another nation came and conquered them.
Right.
You understand? And because of that conquering from ancient times, from times past, you understand, those traditions are still honed in today.
Yeah.
You understand? There's no other nation that can tell you that except for blacks, Hispanics, and blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians. You understand? So that's what's so heavy about scripture. And it shows you that the Bible is only for one nation of people. You understand? And that is blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians. So,
yeah, that's a high power point that you were pulling there out of one, and that's exactly why we're listed as the lost sheep, because we're lost. I mean, hell, Amerikka toxic gas dropped nukes on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, just polluted, just devastated that area. Right. But yet they still couldn't conquer that nation. They couldn't conquer. They didn't go over there and how they did the Native Indians, just completely just dominated our land. Just changed the borders, changed everything about them. You attacked. They won the battle, but they actually didn't win the war. You know what I'm saying? They didn't completely colonize them over there. You know what I'm saying? They kept their country after being devastated as much as they were. They wasn't able to completely go over there and conquer them. You know what I'm saying? They still kept their own currencies. They still, kept their own treasures, their golds, and everything that they had. They pretty much still kept it. You know what I'm saying? And then hell, even got help rebuilding it. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't conquered like we would, like God lost sheep was conquered. You know what I'm saying? And let's continue on with verse 6.
God, this is the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 6. You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved the Most High to wrath. You were delivered unto the enemies.
Yeah, just because we didn't follow God's laws, and we like want to practice the same thing, like ain't nothing new from the sun. God's law been done away with. You know what I'm saying? It moved him to wrath, and guess what? We were delivered. Special delivery. You know what I'm saying? We were delivered to our enemies, and enemies is plural, because all the other nations in the earth, they were like confederate against thee. They were against us. Right. Jealous. They just, they're completely jealous of us for being God chosen. They know it.
Right.
They know who the hell we are. They know it.
So, question. So the rabbis, they're promoting their own way of thinking that they're the chosen ones, they're the real ones, or
you saying the rabbis?
Yeah, like the Jews, the other Jews, like, because my thing is they saying that we're not the chosen one, that can't be the truth. But I've been studying, and it's making a lot of sense too, So I question myself, why we always got to work so hard more than other people,
Oh yeah. See, the thing is, some of them do know it. And some of them have came out the closet and admitted it that the true Jews are black. You know what I'm saying?
So
Yeah, and so, you know, how they got it set up, you know, like the scripture said, no, you of your father the devil. You know, there's no truth in him. You know what I'm saying? He was a liar from the beginning. He was a murderer. He doesn't care. You know what I'm saying? He wants to be in complete rulership. He wants to be over everybody. You know what I'm saying? And we studied him and look at people in the world would just look at them hard enough and see that they really don't follow God's tradition, the laws and statutes of the Bible. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be hard to put two and two together. Like, you know, these people aren't who they really say they are. You know what I'm saying? Right. They're not that loving, forgiving. How we just read about being a good cheer. They're not being a good cheer in the earth. You know what I'm saying? They don't fit the description of the curses of the people that are in this Bible. You know what I'm saying? None of it actually really describe them, but the book of Obadiah describes them very well. You know what I'm saying? And other parts of the Bible that really describe who these people are, about where they live, how they act. You know what I'm saying? Their unclean nature and stuff like that, and how we're not supposed to follow them. You know what I'm saying?
So our God is black.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Our God is black. We're made in his image, for real. You know what I'm saying? Christ is a close representation, you know what I'm saying? Because that's our bloodline. It feels good to know that you're part of a royal bloodline.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? It's nothing to be ashamed of. But we got these people going to church on Sunday and stuff. They take an offense to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got royal blood. You know, you would think they own, you know, some PCP or something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's why, you know, I had nerdy call them test tube Christians. You know what I'm saying? Because that dope, that Christian drug is so powerful. It like is painful for them to let it go, like heroin or some, you know, some drug like that. They don't want to let that Christianity go.
So Jehovah's Witnesses, they promoting wrong stuff then?
Yeah, all that's what is Caucasian religion. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All that teaches division. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The truth, the Bible, the truth in this Bible doesn't teach different religion denominations. You know what I'm saying? Right. Even Moses, he studied other doctrine, other religion stuff to actually know what these people. But he knew who the true God was. He knew God, law, statute, commandment. But no different from us. You know, reading the Quran, we're in the truth, but we know what's inside the Quran. You know what I'm saying? We know what's in some of these other books and stuff like that, but we know the truth. You know what I'm saying? We studied. You have, like the scripture say, study yourself to be approved. You know what I'm saying? You just can't just study. You have to know how to combat all these other different religions and gods and stuff out here. You know, that was one of the reasons I came in, because I want to be a God slayer. You know what I'm saying? Not slay the Most High God, but to slay all these other false gods.
The idols and all
the idols, the demons and stuff. I would be a demon slayer, you know what I'm saying? We want to be able to slay these people, you know what I'm saying? That's what it means to have a spirit of a warlord, a warrior, you know what I'm saying? So, to combat these things, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so like if I could, one very heavy point, how you said like to combat these idols, to combat these demons. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to Christianity teaches you to love everything, to accept everything, and to forgive everything. Right. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, the people who teach you to love everybody, accept everybody, and forgive everybody, they don't do that. You understand? The people who taught you to love everybody, forgive, you understand, when Pearl Harbor was bombed, you understand, when one base was bombed. America bombed a whole city. You understand? Yeah. When two towers were hit with planes, only two towers, and at least 3,000 people were killed. America went to war with a country for 20 years.
20 years.
You know what I'm saying? Like they declared Muslims as terrorists, but not one single gas station was raided. You see what I'm saying? They weren't raided. They weren't raided. They weren't pulled over on the street. They weren't checked or anything. You understand? But now, when we as blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, when we want to get together, we want to start doing things. Now there's a problem.
It's a problem.
Now there's a problem. Like, why is that? Why is that? It's because like these people are absolute hypocrites. How you said they are the devil. You know what I'm saying? Like they are as their father, the devil, which means liar, manipulator.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Like that's all they're about. They're about lies. You understand? So when we, especially when it comes to I.S.U.P.K, and we teach these scriptures, you understand? But you hear a few scriptures out of that same book from Christianity. Christianity is essentially guerrilla warfare. You understand? So it's guerrilla warfare. Christianity takes our scriptures. You understand? They take our history and they want to use it against us. They want to use it against us. You understand? That's what they try to do. They want to justify themselves, because then they'll say, well, you one that broke the law. You the one that broke the law, so now we can do this to you.
Right.
You understand? You broke the law, so now you don't deserve this. You understand? But because of I.S.U.P.K, it's our job to teach our people that yes, you broke the law, but just as Christ came back to teach you the law, to teach you brotherhood, we're doing our best to follow the footsteps of Christ. You understand? To teach only one nation of people, which is blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, the truth. You understand? And how they are the children of the Most High.
Right.
So they hate the truth, then that's the thing.
Yeah, pretty much hate the truth.
Pretty much hate the truth.
I hate the truth. That's why we have a captain over in Cali, you know what I'm saying? Hispanic brother, you know what I'm saying? Captain Kazak.
Oh, he's not.
He's a captain. He's a captain.
No, not that I know of. Officer.
Slack, you know, if I made that mistake, I thought it was captain, but it was a brother, high-powered brother, man. He Hispanic brother. He teaches in Cali, and this is the name of his class, the Inconvenient Truth.
Inconvenient Truth.
Because the truth is inconvenient to a lot of sinners, man.
Yeah.
A lot of sinners, because it pulls your card, and it's supposed to. If you're not living right, it takes a very clean mind to keep the laws.
Right.
You have to be clean. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You have to have a clean mind. You know what I'm saying? But we've been so polluted by these colonizers and stuff and their ways and stuff, idolizing them and their gods and stuff. You know, that's what it done to us. Who that young man, Arbitrage? So, how you doing? You Twab?
I'm doing all right. I hurt my arm not too long ago, so I'm kind of moving slow, but I'm all right.
Okay, Twab, you know.
Just checking in.
Checking in. Okay, no question, comment?
No, sir.
Okay, that's Twab. So, and like I say, enemy, them, we were delivered unto our enemies. You know what I'm saying? You, like I said, this scripture says you love your enemy. You know what I'm saying? But you should love your brother or your sister within your nation that may treat you as an enemy. You know, you should be able to forgive that brother or that sister. But when it comes to enemies, as in other nations and stuff, you don't have to be all that forgiving with these people. You know what I'm saying? For rape, robbing, murder, and doing the wickedness in the earth that they're doing. You don't. It's a way to hate them and not be carnal. You know, you could separate from them by hating what they do and not be carnal by doing anything destructive to try to avenge or justify or anything like that. You know, it's ways that we can get justice without being carnal in this earth, in this unclean place. You know what I'm saying? Just separate. It means just being just separating from yourself from so much toxicity could, you know, is the most righteous way of not being carnal. You know what I'm saying? But you know, we having a hard time trying to grasp that concept. You know what I'm saying?
So that's why they want blacks and browns to fight each other, kill each other, get drunk, do all this other stuff, just go down the wicked path. Because they hate the truth. They want them to be sinners. So when he comes back, they won't have mercy. God won't have mercy on them. Or
they're saying that what they're hoping for. They're hoping that the Most High God doesn't have any mercy for us. Hoping that we don't ever get that ear to want to hear the truth, or that feel to want to, you know, like, you know, something isn't right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't want us to feel that way, you know what I'm saying? They don't want to hear it, they don't want to feel it, they don't want to see it, they damn sure don't want us to taste it when it comes to dietary law. They ain't got that part yet.
Yeah.
But I gotta hurry up and get out this book of Baruch. I don't want to be stuck here forever. But it's so much in this one chapter right here that pertains to the Lord about how we got to where we are, what we should be doing, what we shouldn't be doing. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, you know, it's a time and a place for everything. You know what I'm saying?
So when this was sent down, they made their mission to try to rewrite it and try to rewrite the future by being on top of us, or that's the way God did it.
Well, nah, they did, you know, God did it. God controlled all this, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But he left us the blueprint to tell us about who would change the faces of the judges thereof. You know,
Yeah.
we were supposed to be the judges. You know, it were our faces that the Lord chose. But he said a certain particular people are going to go out here and start, you know, change the way that my chosen people look.
Yeah.
And they're going to change the way of my chosen people traditions of how they supposed to follow me. He gave us a physical description of how them. He gave us a characteristic as far as how they act and maneuver in the earth and stuff like that.
Amen.
He gave us a hellified blueprint in his Bible, in his holy Bible. You know what I'm saying? Because he said, these people, I'm going to separate them from you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just so you can be a holy people. You know what I'm saying? But if you go join them and follow their ways and not mine, you know, you're gonna be an unclean, you're gonna be part of an unclean nation that I don't even want nothing to deal with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've been seeking the truth lately. You know, I try to go. I know I live the wicked life, you know, but I went to try to be a Muslim because I thought that was the way, you know, because I mean they believe in one God only. I knew down deep in my heart it was only one God. You know, there can't be no idols, you know. And I don't really know the commandments, but the 10 Commandments says you can only worship one God and one God only, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing, you know. But I mean, I've been doing my research and stuff, you know, and I met one of y'all brothers at work, and he showed me that, you know, he laughed at me when he told me, like, I tell you the reason I'm laughing at you is because you don't know the truth. You know, I know the truth. And I'm like, you right, you know, I'm trying to seek the truth. I'm like, I don't think this was a mistake. You know, me coming to work here and me meeting you and you telling me, elaborating on what's the real truth, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so yeah.
Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To hear what that brother was actually telling you, you know what I'm saying? And being open-minded and have that feeling, that gut feeling like, you know, hey, something ain't right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Grasping what the difference between a dream and reality, you know what I'm saying? The American dream, I tell anybody, the American dream is the most unclean dream, is the most filthy, nasty, dirty dream that you can ever have. You know what I'm saying? Because the American dream is to keep God chosen people in captivity.
Right. Yeah.
That's the whole American dream.
They want them to live that wicked lifestyle.
Right, and pledge their allegiance to it.
But they hate that we're gonna be saved if we do righteousness by what was told.
Right. That's exactly right. Where are we at? Give me verse 7 out of 1.
No sweat. This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 7. For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils.
Unto who?
Unto devils.
Is that devil singular or plural?
Plural.
That devil got an S behind it, plural. You got more than one devil in the earth. You know what I'm saying? It's more than one devil. Not just an individual, but nations as well. You got devilish nations in this earth. You know what I'm saying? That's just how this thing rolls. It just rolls that way.
Right.
And it say, for ye provoke him that made you sacrifice, provoke you by sacrificing unto devil. You sacrifice to their God. You go spend Christmas money and St. Patrick's Day, and, you know, buying green and, you know, doing all this crazy stuff. 4th of July, you celebrate their independence from doing a complete 180 on you.
Right.
They were these colonizers were completely filthy and dumb when they came over here to America. Only thing they had was violence. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So Yeah, they was 100. They were 100% dependent on us to teach them how to live off the land and stuff out here and how the way to be.
Yeah.
But when they got their independence, 1776 or whatever you want to call it, they did a complete 180 and made us be 100% dependent on them. You know what I'm saying? Just completely, I mean, completely jacked our whole train of thought up. Just
our spices, everything, right?
Everything. Just plucked our GPS
our
up.
culture, everything. They took everything, but they still don't use the spices. You know, they don't season their food, and they took everything.
Crazy.
Yeah, and Salakia, if I could.
Go ahead.
That's a very hard point how the brothers bring it out. They're saying that they came across seas, right? How you were bringing out the fact that with how they got their independence. Why would you need independence? Because you're under oppression. You're under oppression. So these people came from overseas to get freedom and to get independence. They were tired of the oppression from England, right? But then what happens? They come over to America. They find people that can help them, that can assist them, help them to survive, teach them to survive, and then they enslave them. You see how devilish and evil and selfish that is. And again, these are the same people that teach you that you need to love everybody, you need to forgive and accept everybody else.
Right. Right. I mean, they that's how they do it, man. They when they divided us, separated our families and stuff up the way they did and stuff like that. It completely ruined us. We lost our language. We lost everything.
What's our original language then?
Hebrew.
Hebrew?
Yeah. Hebrew is our original language. That's what all us spoke from the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
I'll let you finish and ask questions at the end.
Yep.
No sweat.
No sweat. But Hebrew was our original language and stuff like that. You know, that was the language of the angels and the Most High. You know what I'm saying? That's the main language that we use. Even though he said later on that, you know, we were gonna have different tongues and stuff. We were gonna speak different languages and stuff because we were gonna be scattered abroad. We were gonna be scattered to the four corners of the earth. So, you know, we were going to take on other languages and stuff like that. You know, if you remember anything about the Tower of Babel and what they were trying to do, you know what I'm saying? Most High God wasn't having that. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't having that. So in verse 7 it says, for ye provoke him that made you by sacrificing unto devils. That's our enemies and stuff. They colonize and stuff like that, and not to God. Why was that? Because they didn't know our God. They did not know our God because our God had never dealt with them. Had never dealt with them before. That's why, you know what I'm saying? That's why we were a lot of us would start sacrificing to their gods and stuff like that. Because when we were divided, separated, and kidnapped and stuff from our families and stuff, and lost our tongue, you know, we didn't know what the hell to follow at that point.
Okay. Let me ask you this then. So my thing is, if he says he's only going to save his people, my thing is, didn't he create everybody, or he didn't create everybody?
He created everybody, but like I said, you know, same way creature, he created everybody for a purpose, and a purpose of how to serve him. You know what I'm saying? He just, like I said, he didn't deal with anybody else. You got to remember what scripture said above. You know, he didn't do this stuff. He didn't do this. He didn't put us in captivity to destroy. Even though we call ourselves a destroyed people. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do it to actually destroy us. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to get back on the right path. You know what I'm saying? Get that right GPS and, you know, seek him. Right. The scripture say we don't supposed to seek peace from our oppressor. We should be trying to follow the laws, statute, commandment to seek peace with God. You know what I'm saying?
So basically those are the devils that he made for us because we didn't follow his way. But everybody was already here, right?
Yeah, a lot of nations and stuff were already here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That'd be a whole nother class to talk about Adam and Eve and stuff like that. That'd be a whole nother class. You know, like I said, we want to basically focus on like how unclean all these other nations is, and give you a good description about how this place was founded and stuff like that, and how we shouldn't be so headstrong to try to keep them in rulership, to try to keep America going. Every Israelite should want America to be destroyed, because America destroyed you.
That's right.
Why would you want the virus or the plague or this entity that destroyed you to keep functioning? You know what I'm saying? You want to get disease and stuff out your body. You want to get rid of it. You want to separate it. You want to cure it. Get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? Not to keep it. I don't know nobody got cancer, AIDS, and like shit. I want to keep this stuff right here. You know what I'm saying? That's how you sort of feel about your president and his government. You shouldn't want to join or vote for that. You know what I'm saying?
I never vote.
No, you shouldn't.
Yeah, I know. It's all a rigged game of things.
It's very rigged, very rigged. Let's get we're almost done with the book of Ruth. Let's get verse 8.
The book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 8. Ye have forgotten the everlasting God.
So it says we have forgotten the everlasting God because we start sacrificing and doing stuff to these other devils and stuff out in these other nations and stuff. We want to keep a lot of Israelites want to keep the Sabbath. You know what I'm saying? You say anything to them, Sunday the last day of the week, when you can physically look at any calendar and see Sunday is the first day of the week and see Saturday is the last day of the week. But these Christians are going to still treat Sunday as if it was a Sabbath, like it was the end of the week or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And this is what this scripture right here is saying. How have you forgotten the Most High God? You don't even want to keep his Sabbath. Even after these colonizing devils that came out and told you the truth. The Pope came out and said, look, you know what? We did lie to y'all. You know, we lied. We did change the Sabbath from the Saturday to Sunday. And niggas like, oh man, we ain't worried about it, man. Shit, we know we got Sunday off. You know what I'm saying? They don't. Goddamn. You're not even in your feeling that somebody lied to you. Not saying to you. So you ain't caught them in a lie. You weren't even smart enough you didn't have the understanding and the wisdom to catch them in a lie. You mad at us because we telling you. Then when they come out and confirm what the hell we said about them being devils, about them being deceivers in the earth. Oh man, they cool, man. They cool, you know. Yeah, man, that is jacked up. It's jacked up. Go ahead.
And Salaki. That's a Hebrew word for you right there. Salaki.
Whenever.
Salaki, like to like they say like
excuse me or pardon me or anything like that.
Salaki. Yes. So Salaki, if I could, how you just said they brought up how the Pope, the Catholic Church, admitted, yes, we changed the Sabbath from Saturday to Sunday. I remember pulling up an article about that and showing it to my father, who was a deacon of the church. Strong Christian. I showed him that how the Catholics said, yes, the actual Sabbath is on Saturday, but we changed it to Sunday. And of course, the history with that, which is another class, goes back to Greek times and Egypt times. Right. And you know what? Because he was a Christian, he still accepted it. He still accepted the lies. He still accepted that, well, it's okay. We'll just make Sunday the Sabbath. As opposed to sticking with the scriptures.
Right. And the scriptures say, who changed my truth into a lie?
Yes.
The white man.
Right.
Or
the oppressor.
And they hate the truth, man. They hate the truth.
They hate it, man. They hate it with a passion. You know what I'm saying? And when you're willing to accept something like that, that's when, like the scripture said, when God give you over to a reprobate mind. Yeah. Because you hear the truth, you see it. Right. You just, I'm going along to get along. I'm gonna go along to get along, Christian. Yeah, you know. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy You willing to go along with such an unclean spirit when the Most High got so much for you?
Right.
He just wants you to be a clean. He just wants you to be a clean human being walking the earth. You know what I'm saying? And your oppressor wants you to be 3/5 of a human being.
Yeah, he'll have mercy on us.
Yeah, he'll have mercy on us. He will have mercy on us. You know what I'm saying?
Make it pure, stuff like that. Make it pure.
Make us pure.
Yeah,
well, hell, see, we don't have to wait on that. We can get that now just by following God's law, statutes, commandments. Right. You can actually be perfect. You can start being perfect today if you're willing to change all your toxic, unclean ways. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Carnal ways. You could be perfect. But the Christian church tell you, you know, ain't nobody perfect. Ain't no man perfect. Ain't no man never been perfect. Yeah, and but God. You know, but God and all that and stuff. And nah, that ain't what the scripture say. It was several, many perfect men walked this earth. You know what I'm saying? They actually followed it. If I have time, we can get to that. Yeah. But yeah, let me get talking. I got so many scriptures. I'm not gonna be able to bring it all up.
So they think their Jesus is God, but Jesus is just a messenger of Messiah, right?
Yeah, some of them get it twisted and say, yeah, they think the Most High God and Christ is the same. It's the same. Yeah. I think they is the same, but no, he's the son. He's the son of God. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He sits on the right hand of the Most High. You know, I can't be myself and sit on the right hand of myself. You know what I'm saying? You got to get this person credit right here to actually sitting on his side. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you got a lot of Christians that got that type of mindset. You know. Yeah. And let's continue on with verse 8.
All right. The book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 8. Ye have forgotten the everlasting God that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you.
Yeah, we came from Jerusalem. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He grieved that. You know what I'm saying? You know, hated we had to leave that land, but you know, we did not want to keep the laws and stuff. Right, and so we had to flee that place. That's why the people who are there now is not us. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And they got some of them admitted too. The Jews left black, but they came back white. You know what I'm saying? So the Most High grieved that land. You know
how that happened? Well, that's another day for another story.
I mean, colonizing.
Just mixing people, having sex, and just
colonizing, conquering. They're conquering. They're colonizing. You know, one nation disobeyed, getting off track. You know, not keeping the law, statute, commandment, not standing on the right path of the Most High, not standing on His good side. He just turned his back for the sins and stuff that we commit. You know, he, like the scripture say, he hid his face from us. You know what I'm saying? When we needed his help, you know what I'm saying? When we were getting colonized and conquered, Most High hid his face. You know,
right?
He didn't hid his face. He didn't, you know,
he let it happen.
He let it happen. He wanted, like a good parent would. They would get a switch and whoop our ass. That oppressor, them colonizing devil, they was a bundle of switches that he was whooping our ass with. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That, you know, like they, you know, y'all had to get right. And I ain't gonna stop letting this switch whoop y'all ass until you start following me. Right. You start following your dad. You know what I'm saying? So that's how all that came about. And it said, you know, Jerusalem nursed us. That was the land of milk. Wasn't that not the land of milk and honey? At one point, it flowed good for us because we were doing what we were supposed to do. It was such a rich land at that time. That's why they came.
Everything one needed, right? They had everything one needed.
Yeah, we had all the resources, everything we needed, and we had other stuff. We always been number one in trading. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Trade routes and you trade this trading system, barter system and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? We were always number one in that. You know what I'm saying? Right. But when we got colonized, all our trade routes and stuff was stolen. All of that. You know what I'm saying? You got your maritime and all that stuff, man. The people, they start conquering land and conquering the seas. You know what I'm saying? We had dominion over all that stuff, man. To, like I say, we disobeyed God's law, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying?
So my family, they all part of the I.S.U.P.K family, I.S.U.P.K bloodline.
Yep.
All of them.
That's if you're Hispanic, you know what I'm saying, you're Mexican,
Yeah.
you're from the tribe of Issachar.
No matter if I'm not brown or dark skinned.
Doesn't matter. Color we try to tell our people like this. Color doesn't matter. I got a first cousin that lives in Germany. You know what I'm saying? She's whiter than the whitest white person, but she is a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because my uncle, he dark than I. You know what I'm saying? He a nigga. Color doesn't matter.
Right.
According to this Bible, color only matters when somebody go to lie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you go talking about if we had that picture of Caesar Borgia, you know what I'm saying? This blonde had this brunette, blue-eyed devil, he is Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
When the Bible, Book of Revelation, it said Christ is black. You know what I'm saying? It tells you, you know,
bronze skin, right?
Yeah, skin like bronze, like burnt in the furnace. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Woolly hair. You know what I'm saying? BBs and stuff like that. Nappy-headed Negro. Yeah, that is Christ. You know what I'm saying? I can't.
So that's basically the person he got down. So Christ was already our people was already here before Christ came down. Or was Christ?
It'll be a whole nother class in there trying to break down, you know, when Christ, how many times Christ actually, because, you know, we do teach reincarnation real, so it'll be like a whole class. But just to kind of stay on top of why, you know, about the importance of color. A Christian tell you, color doesn't matter. You just heard me say color doesn't matter.
Right.
But if I go inside a convenience store, and I'm pumping gas, going in to buy my daughters and stuff some snacks and pay for my gas money. And a Caucasian man, a heathen man, come in there and rob the damn store. But then, you know, he runs away, and I go and I leave by the store, and the store clerk, cashier, called the police and said, "Hey, the store just got robbed." They're like, "Do you have a prescription? He's getting away. He's a black man wearing a hoodie."
Right.
Everything that white man came in the store and stole, it was insured anyway. So it's a win-win situation for this nation of deceivers. This cashier that lied because she didn't want to see that white man get in trouble.
Right.
She lied on the color of his skin and said he was a black man. And they come at me and gun me down.
Yeah.
That's how you condemn the just.
Right.
I come out to justly pay for my fuel, to justly pay for these snacks for my child.
Right.
But you're gonna condemn me because you hate me.
Just that
much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the store won, and this Edomite nation won because they were able to put me in a deeper oppressed state. You get what I'm saying? Just by lying on color and saying, because they know color matters.
Right.
They know color matter more than we do.
So that's when they always trying to lock up all the browns and blacks.
Right. But you know, like I said, you know, to talk about Christ, that'd be a whole nother class. But you know, color within the nation, we like the Bible said, we like a speckled bird. You know what I'm saying? We come in all different shades. You know, Judah black into the ground. You know what I'm saying? The soil had different shades. You have black soil, you got white sand, you got red clay, you got, you know, brown dirt, you know, white sand. Like you got different, you know, different shades of the ground. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So you can't get wrapped up in color until somebody go lying on. You know what I'm saying?
So it's all in the blood.
It's all in the blood. The seed of your father. You know what I'm saying? It's all in the seed. You know what I'm saying? Bloodline matter. You know what I'm saying? They say black lives matter now. All black lives don't matter. Don't know how my life matter to me. You know what I'm saying? Only the bloodline of Israel. He's the progenitor of the dark race. He's another black man. You know what I'm saying?
He's not part of the tribe.
No.
So like, not a black man. He's a dark.
Yeah, he's a dark. Yeah, he's a dark skinned person.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? But he's not a Negro. He's not us.
Is he? Hamites, are they from Africa or?
Yeah, African.
They're African.
And also, so like, if I could, like, you have Africans, you have Hamites that are dark skinned. You also have Arabs that are dark skinned.
Mhm.
You have East Indians that are dark skinned as well, but they are not Negro. You know what I'm saying? They are not. They are a different bloodline. You know what I'm saying? Like just how you got how some Arabs are brown skinned. You understand? East Indians are brown skinned, but they have a different. They come from a different bloodline.
So that's what there's some black people saying, nah, I'm not African, you know?
Right.
That's what they say.
And you'll definitely hear us say that we are not African. Yes, our people, and he gave a little history. I mean, there's another class for that. He'll say like when our people like went into Africa because they were escaping captivity from Rome. So they hid amongst people who were similar to them in like as far as looks. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's where that comes from.
So how will a black person know they're not African? Their bloodline.
Being
well, the easiest answer is you will line that back up with the scriptures.
Okay.
Line it back up with the scriptures. So like the African, just so I get right, so the African race can't tell you that their people were kidnapped and sold overseas.
Right.
And take it there's no history, you know what I'm saying, with cargo ships, but there's history of cargo ships with your ancestry. History of cargo ships, my ancestry.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You won't hear that when it comes to East Indians.
Yeah.
East Indians weren't sold as cargo overseas. That didn't happen to them. The Arab man, that did not happen to them. And of course, the Caucasian man, that did not happen to them. But that did happen to blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians. You see what I'm saying?
So everybody's skin was transformed through conquering.
Would you say that?
Everybody's skin was transformed through conquering.
Not necessarily, you know, it played a part in it, but we always have been different shades, you know what I'm saying?
So the Africans are just darker.
Well, they can produce
not all of them.
Not all of them. Not all of them.
They're not darker.
Like you see Trevor Noah, you ever watch Trevor Noah?
Yeah.
You ever watch Trevor Noah?
Nah.
You don't watch Trevor Noah. I'm trying to think of somebody else from South Africa that's pale, you know, either light skin or just pale. But you have Africans. It's like when I teach Georgia history, King George III, who the state of Georgia is named after, his wife is African because of the Masonic. Well, we again gotta get off of that, but his wife is just a pale, what we would consider to be a red bone, you know what I'm saying? Real light, but got a little yellow tint to it, you know what I'm saying? She was African, you know what I'm saying? Because her father was an African, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know that, you know what I'm saying? That the British married into, you know, them in African continent had some intermingling dealing with. That's how monarchies are kept up. Monarchies are family members and stuff like that. They keep the royal seats, you know, throughout the generations and stuff. That's why you have a lot of incest and stuff like that to keep these monarchies and stuff like that going. Uncles sleeping with nieces and, you know, that type of sorts of stuff, or you dealing with other members and stuff over in other countries and stuff like that to keep these certain monarchies in power, you know what I'm saying? But you know, they're just another and name it, and you look on Netflix, I don't know if it's coming out in the next couple of weeks. It's a TV show called Charlotte, because that was her name, Queen Charlotte. Okay. Just, you know, check it out, you know what I'm saying? Give you a little deeper insight about the transatlantic slave trade, and you know, Caucasian man marrying an African woman, you know what I'm saying? And the skin color, you know, the texture, you can't let it throw you off, you know what I'm saying? Because she's African don't mean she's black and, you know, got a plate and, you know, a lip or anything like that, you know. They just, you got African sheep from tribe of Israel, he cannot tell you a damn thing. I can't tell you where my granddaddy is buried, I can't tell you jack spit about too much about my people, except the little stuff that my, granddad and my grandmama told me, which wasn't a whole lot,
Yeah.
I know I'm part of that damn lost tribe because of, I know how my heritage matched up with the curses and stuff in this Bible. You know what I'm saying? I match up with those people. The type of stuff that we went through, yes, I know I'm an Israelite, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna claim that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We have the right to claim that, but with the further ones over in Africa and stuff like that, they're not keeping our traditions, and they're not saying we're not over there. We're over there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they're not keeping our traditions and stuff like that, I think what was God said, He gonna separate the wheat from the tare, right? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So we leave that up to Him, you know what I'm saying? We don't claim everybody in Africa is our people. We acknowledge that we do have people over there,
Right.
but they're not keeping God laws, statutes, commandments. They're not celebrating the Passover and stuff like that. They're not following our God, you know what I'm saying? Like Scripture said, who is my mother and who is my brother, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're the one that with me in this truth. I can only worry about the people that's right here in this truth with me. You know what I'm saying? A Nigerian gonna tell you, look, I'm Nigerian. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna sit there and say even if he was born over in America, he's still not gonna tell you that I'm African American. Right. You know what I'm saying? If you still holding on to that title, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. More likely you're an Israelite because you don't know who the hell you don't know who the hell you are. You know what I'm saying? So with that,
deep, man.
Yeah, with that being said, give me verse 10.
The book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 10. For I saw the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting brought upon them.
Who's the everlasting? You know the everlasting? The everlasting is the Most High God. You were talking about earlier, like, who did it to us? You know what I'm saying? God did this stuff for us not keeping His law.
Is God, right?
Yeah. So He used these other wicked nations to do this to us. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said when He hid His face from us, because we didn't want to obey His laws and stuff. This
that's what I deserve for not obeying.
Right. This is what Baruch is bringing out. You know what I'm saying?
And this is the book that they took out the Bible because they edited what it was saying. They took it out the Bible for the white man took it out the Bible basically.
Yeah. He took a lot of stuff out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why we go out to 1611. You know what I'm saying? That's the one we try to tell our people, get a hold of. You need that power. You know what I'm saying? You really need it.
Remember that word, Salaki, like whenever we have to,
Salaki.
Okay,
Yeah, Salaki.
Excuse me. Okay, my bad.
All right.
Yeah, no, it's the first time,
It's all right.
Give me verse 11.
All right. The book of Baruch, chapter verse 11. With joy did I nurse them, but sent them away with weeping and mourning.
He said, with joy did I nourish them. He nourished us good. He would have to give us what we needed when we was in Jerusalem before we stopped obeying Him. Right. Stop following Him and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But when we saw that we were just being that stiff-necked people and we want to continue to serve ourselves and not serve Him, what did He do? It said, but sent them away. Them is the Israelite with weeping and mourning, chains, shackles, being separated from children, being separated from their parents and stuff like that, destruction of homes and stuff, all your resources and stuff being sold. We were weeping in the morning when we left out. It wasn't no good morning going on. You know what I'm saying? we were being conquered, and we were being conquered because of that reason right there. Solely because of that reason, because we didn't want to obey God's laws, statutes, commandments. Let's get verse 12. We'll be finished with that book.
Let no man rejoice over me, a widow, and forsaken of many, who for the sins of my children am left desolate, because they departed from the law of God.
Yeah. Our sin left our land desolate. That was our land. It was our land. But we got left desert because we didn't want to do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? And we depart from it said right there because we depart from the law of God.
Right.
That's why. You shouldn't get rewarded for doing wickedness.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? On your, the devil give blessing too. You go out there and do some wicked deeds, the devil can't bless you. That's why we say, thank you, God. Some people, the devil is like their God. You know what I'm saying? You got some faithful devil worship that want to tell, hey, I'm a devil worshiper. I worship the devil. And you got a lot of people that worship the devil unconsciously. You know what I'm saying? The devil don't give a damn.
Right.
As long as you follow him. You don't care if you know what you're doing or don't know what you're doing. As long as you follow him. But at the same time, he's still employed by the Most High God.
Right.
The devil is not fighting against God. He's not fighting against God. There's no war, no battle or nothing like that. He's an employee.
Right.
He's an angel that's an employee. You know what I'm saying? He's just doing his job.
For the wickedness.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That is his job. God's gonna try you by the rain, but he gonna use an employee. The devil going to him all the time, like, hey, can I get to him? Can I get to him? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That we be operating our grace and mercy, but when your grace and mercy runs out, Most High God tell Satan, tell the devil, go ahead and do his deal. You know what I'm saying? Get him. He just doing what an employee doing. He ain't fighting against God. He obeying God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just like the rest of the angels and stuff. Yeah. That's just how that works. Give me the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 34, verse 8. But yeah, that's all. I mean, that's all. That's all he doing. You know what I'm saying? But we hear this myth in the Christian church that it's the ancient battle that Satan is trying to overtake the Most High God and stuff like that. I ain't found that in the scriptures yet.
Right.
It's a fairy tale, it's a myth. You know what I'm saying? This ancient battle that's been going on for, since the beginning of time and stuff like that. No. Not at all.
So there's no hell.
Hell is a condition. You know what I'm saying? It's hell. We in hell right now. Okay. You know what I'm saying? You got multiple heavens. Like you tell people, we got multiple heavens. This is your colonized heaven right now. Even though his heaven is crumbling right now, you're a colonizer. The one who colonized you put the Hispanics and stuff like that in cages and stuff on the borders and stuff like that, and they don't even have a green card. They damn self. That is our hell. That is your hell. But it's their heaven. When our heaven comes, guess what? They're gonna be in cages.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be picking cotton and stuff. They're gonna be in hell. And it's going to be our heaven. Our heaven, we in rulership.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know no true ruler that's hell is why he is in rulership. That is his heaven because he has everything. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Everything is working his way. You know what I'm saying? So,
what book?
Oh, Ecclesiasticus in the Apocryphal, chapter 34, verse 8.
All right.
And we all know that transgression is, sin is transgression of the law.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Do you have that album?
Yes. The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 34, verse 8. The law shall be found perfect without lies, and wisdom is perfection to a faithful mouth.
Did you get that? It said the law shall be found perfect without lies. So ain't no lies. It's scripture right here. Ain't no lies in the law. Everything the law tells you to do is the truth.
Yeah.
So, if the law is perfect, why would you I ask Christian, why would the law be done away with if it was a perfect thing for us to be followed? Why would you do away with something that's perfect?
Right.
It doesn't make sense. We use that terminology all the time. If it ain't broke, don't try to fix it.
Right.
So make it make sense. Why the law got to be done away with when it was perfect? And God is perfect. You say ain't nobody perfect but God. Right. So if God made perfect law, why the hell it gonna be done away with? That's right. It doesn't make sense. You know, I mean, Christian pastor, man. I mean, you know, you had to say it that way because they're not willing to tell the truth.
They hate the truth.
They hate this truth. Go ahead.
I just want to say that's a great point right there. That's an excellent point. By you.
The water.
And so, like, if I could, just real quick, that's why we tell people that Christianity is not logical. Christianity is mythological because it's based on a facade, and so it's based on lies that perpetuate. You understand?
Get us away from the wickedness, right?
That's right, but it's based on the mythology on which is wickedness.
I mean, to get us to the wickedness.
Right. And essentially, it keeps you from the Most High.
Yeah.
It keeps you from the Most High, because like you very earlier you said like the 10 Commandments, but come to the truth, you'll find out there are more than 10 Commandments.
613, right?
That's right. So now how something simple as, you understand, like something simple as certain food that you're going to eat. You understand, certain other rules that you have to follow. But Christianity is going to tell you that you don't have to follow that anymore. You understand? And because you want to follow Christianity, you don't want to follow God's laws. Now you get punished.
Right.
You understand? Now you get punished for it. You're not. When you are punished, you are punished the hardest for it. You understand? Like you'll see other nations are known for being drug dealers and being drug users. And you know what I'm saying? We call them functional crackheads, right? But now and they can run Fortune 500 companies. You want to start doing drugs? Next thing you know, you're going schizophrenic. You are out of your mind, yelling and living under a bridge.
Yeah.
You understand? So like it, man. Go ahead.
Oh, you good. And can you finish verse 8?
God, the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 34, verse 8. The law shall be found perfect without lies, and wisdom is perfection to a faithful mouth.
All right. Give me the book of Romans, New Testament book of Romans, chapter 6, verse 1. And you know, and that's heavy. And it says, and wisdom is perfection. That's why I say wisdom is in following the laws. That's what makes you clean. You know what I'm saying? And to a faithful mouth. And that faithful mouth is talking about telling the truth and your actions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, your actions speak louder than words. Well, Christians saying, well, it's truth in that. You know, your actions do speak louder than your words and stuff like that. So when you got this wisdom and you can speak it to the people and you actually living it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how you become perfect.
Right.
So don't never let nobody tell you that you can't be perfect. There ain't no such thing as a perfect man walking the earth and stuff like that. All of them is Christian dogma, all the lies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Deceivers.
You know what I'm saying? You got that on Romans 6:1.
God, the book of Romans, chapter 6, verse 1. What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? Verse.
They ask you, they ask you them two heavy questions that they ask you right there. Just because you may be 30-some, 40-some years old and you done made some mistakes in life, you ain't perfect. You haven't been perfect, but we just read your scripture where you can become perfect.
Right.
It's possible.
Right.
So we ask you the question right there. It say, what shall we say then? Shall we continue to sin? And we know sin is transgression of the law.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just because we think we can't be perfect, there's a good reason for us to keep sinning. Is it?
No.
That grace may abound, that we just gonna rely off of grace. And this mercy, I'll get it right later on, or you know what I'm saying, I got time, you know, I'm gonna wait on this New Year resolution, You know, you keep worrying about this grace period. You know what I'm saying? Well, you ain't really worried about it. That's the only thing that your mindset, your unclean mind is thinking about this grace period. Grace. But you're not thinking on this expiration date. A lot of stuff got expiration date on it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it say, you know, and it says, verse 2. Give me verse 2.
The book of Romans, chapter 6, verse 2. God forbid. For how shall we that are dead to sin live any longer therein?
You know, we can't keep giving ourselves no excuse about, you know, about the sins and stuff, you know, that we commit out here in this earth, making excuses and stuff like that. There's no excuse.
Right.
See it?
No excuse.
No excuse. Ain't got no excuse, man. You know, it doesn't make sense at that point. We for to know right from wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Either you want to obey the law or you don't. You want to be clean or you want to be unclean. Either or, you know what I'm saying? And we at some point in time in our life, we all have asked ourselves that question. You know, do I want to do the right thing or not? You know what I'm saying? Do I want to live a truth or do I want to live a lie? You know what I'm saying? We've asked ourselves these questions before. Somebody done it when we were children. Some of us were blessed with comprehensive skills. You know what I'm saying? And you know, what are we gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Are we gonna try to fix our ways or whatnot? Drop down, give me verse 15. I don't want.
The book of Romans, chapter 6, verse 15. What then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law?
As a Christian, the law been done away with. I just read how the law is perfect.
Right.
And, you know, you get it from having wisdom. If something ain't broke, don't try to fix it. Should we continue to sin at this point, knowing this, hearing this?
Mm-hmm.
Should we keep it up? No. Separate from it. You can separate. You can hate it, carnate, because the Bible says, hate the evil. Christians tell you, oh, you're supposed to have no hatred. Yeah, you do supposed to have hatred in your heart, but your heart is in your mind. You're supposed to hate sin. If you don't hate sin, you're going to love to do wickedness. You know what I'm saying? It's the only other way.
Yeah, I thought that. See, I thought you was supposed to have hatred because he wouldn't have mercy on you, you know? But
no, you're supposed to have hatred, know how to channel your hatred. You're supposed to know how to direct that hatred. If somebody is robbing a bank or something like that, you supposed to, thou shalt not steal. You supposed to hate that type of sin. Well, you know, I'm gonna separate myself from this. I ain't gonna be involved in that.
Right.
That's not being carnal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to hate to do this damn drive-by to kill one of your brothers or even another heathen or something like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to hate that type of sin to separate yourself from that. You know what I'm saying? That's not being carnal. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to hate not to sleep with your brother's wife or something like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You separate yourself from that. That's not being carnal.
Right.
Poison your community, selling drugs and stuff like that. You're supposed to hate that type of witchcraft because hating that sin, separating yourself from that, is not being carnal.
Right.
You know, it just something like that. But Christians don't want you to hate that. You'd be like young dog. You know, you want to give 10% of your dope money to the pastor. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's carnal, you know.
Right.
Yeah. That's like, go ahead.
It's like, if I could, just to bring up a precept with that about how it's okay to hate like unrighteous things, especially when we want to compare it to Christianity. Mm-hmm. It says that we shouldn't really have hate in our heart. If I could, the book of Psalms, chapter 139. And we can start at I'll start at verse 19. The book of Psalms, chapter 139, verse 19. Surely thou wilt slay the wicked, O God. Depart from me, therefore, ye bloody men. For they speak against thee wickedly, and thine enemies take thy name in vain. Verse 21. Do not I hate them, O God, O Lord, that hate thee? Am not I grieved with those that rise up against thee. Verse 22. I hate them with perfect hatred. I count them my enemies.
My enemies.
You understand?
Like I said,
And if I could, this is King David speaking. It's King David speaking. This is like him. This is like a prayer. He's counseling with the Most High.
Mhm.
Understand? Like, he essentially hates the things that the Most High hates. You understand?
So it's good to hate.
It's good to hate.
Yeah.
It's good to hate because we don't like drug dealers. We don't like murderers.
Yeah.
You understand? We don't like their actions.
Rapists.
You understand? We don't absolutely. We don't like rape. We hate rapists. You understand? We hate that because why? That's against God.
And see,
Those kind of actions are against God. That's antichrist. You understand?
So like, if I make just piggyback on what Otto is saying, that's like when we say we hate the white man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We don't hate him because of color of his skin. Because I did told you earlier, we don't consider it just context that we use. You know what I'm saying? We don't hate him. We hate him for the crimes and stuff that he commits in the earth.
Right.
Yeah.
All his evil, all his uncleanness that he puts on our people. You know what I'm saying? We hate him for it. We hate the crimes that he commits in the earth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And as a nation of people, like Romans 9:13, Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated. He just an unclean vagabond bastard in the earth. You know what I'm saying? Him and his children. You know what I'm saying? We can't help that. You know what I'm saying? That he's a nation of people that, God created that way. You know what I'm saying? We just have to, love our own.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We just have to love our own. I don't want to give me Matthew chapter 5, verse 17.
Okay.
It just, it is just not carnal. All hatred isn't carnal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why we had to really understand what holy means, and we try to put that on our people more and more and more, because our people hate a dictionary. They hate to read. They don't want to read all these scriptures in the Bible.
Right.
That's why they cherry pick the way they do.
Yeah.
But just know holy means to be separate.
Right.
It speaks volumes. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that definition. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And knowing what a holy book is, and what a holy Bible, and what a holy people, and what holy days and stuff like that. These are separate. Just replace it with separate. You know what I'm saying? You got that?
The book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
See, that. Christ didn't come to destroy the law. He came to fulfill it, and the law is perfect.
Right.
So he trying to fulfill a perfect law. So why in the hell would the Christian churches be out here saying the law is done away with? Because they do not follow the same God that you have the zeal to want and need to follow.
Right.
They don't have it. They worshiping the sun god, Ra, or some of these other crazy gods out here. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Yeah,
There was scripture just said earlier, God forbid. You know what I'm saying? God don't want us doing that. Our God is a jealous God. He don't want to follow all the other gods and stuff, because he knows how unclean all the other nations and stuff are, because he hadn't dealt with them.
Yeah.
He gave us his sanitation list and stuff like that. I hope I have time. I want to keep going about 9:15. I ain't even halfway. Like it. Oh man. But yeah, he want our whole lifestyle, our whole livelihood to be clean. He emphasizes that all throughout the Bible about being clean and about being unclean. And when you're unclean, he give you directions and stuff on how to get back clean. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we have a hard time, about wanting to follow this. We want to be an unclean people. Trying to be like an unclean nation of people. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, he didn't come to destroy the law or the prophet. He didn't come out. He didn't come and try to destroy the I.S.U.P.K. because we out here telling the truth about his perfect law.
Yeah.
We the only ones in the world that's telling people that the laws and stuff are perfect.
Right.
That you can't become perfect. So according to Most High God, ain't trying to destroy us or the law. He said, I came not to destroy it, but to fulfill it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We trying to be servants of him to help Christ fulfill these laws by giving our people the truth.
Right.
Under commanding General and the I.S.U.P.K. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's our job. That's our work. You know what I'm saying? Give me verse 18.
The book of Matthew chapter 5 verse 18. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled.
It says, for verily I say unto you, that like surely, I'm surely telling you this. You know what I'm saying? That till heaven and earth pass, not one jot, not one tittle in no wise pass from the law. That means every law that was documented, it's got to be fulfilled. And we don't look like heaven and earth passing, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It planned on being here. It was created for us, you know what I'm saying? But for us to serve God, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I say, it said to all, not some of the laws. That's why I say you can't be cherry picking, you know what I'm saying? Trying to fit certain law to fit you or try to combat somebody else with. We gotta take accountability for Israel. Got to take accountability for all the laws,
Right.
all of them. You know what I'm saying? In verse 19.
Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments.
Yeah, go back to the cherry picking. Yeah, you break just one of them. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And shall teach men so.
Like these Christian churches, the law been done away with. You ain't gotta follow all the laws. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
He shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven.
He's gonna be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. Like I said, you got multiple heavens. The heaven that we want is our rulership. These Christian pastors and these so-called black governors and senators and state officials and stuff like that. Hey, they're gonna be the least in the kingdom because they're not trying to tell you to do the right thing. They're not trying to tell you to follow God's laws, statutes, commandments. Right. But they don't think you can be perfect, and they don't want you over them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And let's go ahead.
But whosoever shall do and teach them.
That's that faithful mouth that I was telling you about. We just read about earlier.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. About telling the truth about God's laws, statutes, commandments. Go ahead.
The same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
We want the men in the I.S.U.P.K. We want to be great. I want slaves. I want many. Right. I want many African slaves. I want many white. I want them. Yeah. I want them. I don't want my feet to touch the ground. I don't want my real feet. When I get one, I don't want her feet to touch the ground either. Right. I want them. I want to beat their back. I don't want to, like we said, we gonna have new bodies. I ain't gonna have arthritis. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna have tendonitis. I want to beat the snot. I want to beat them to death. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing the right thing because I know some of them is not. You think it's carnal? No, that is not carnal. You know what I'm saying? Because they got to get double upon double what they gave to us. You know what I'm saying? They got it. Same way we had to answer for our ancestors, but what they did by not following God's laws, statutes, commandments. When we start following God's laws, statutes, commandments, and we get our kingdom, this kingdom right here, what he's talking about right now, that's what's gonna be going on in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Get back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And go ahead.
So like if I could, getting slaves is a very, very exciting thing. Very exciting. Just to know that we can pay back, you know what I'm saying, what was done to us, what was done to our ancestors. But of course, you understand that comes along after Christ. Yeah. After Christ comes through, you know what I'm saying, it brings back the angels. You know what I'm saying? Where he decimates the earth, you know what I'm saying, for our enemies. You know what I'm saying? Then we can have our slaves. You understand? We can do that, you know what I'm saying? We get excited, you know what I'm saying, talk about, we're gonna have them in chains, we're gonna do that. We won't beat them to death. Right. You understand? You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna do that because we don't promote any type of violence against our enemies. You know what I'm saying? We let Christ and the Most High handle that. Yeah. You understand?
So like you don't want to break a sweat when it comes time to it. That's basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And just how, like, you know what I'm saying, they raped and murdered us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're not going to pay them back the way that they pay us back.
Yeah, not like that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the way that we pay back will be in righteousness.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Because he'll still be watching.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
Good.
right.
Good.
All right.
Give me Proverbs 17 and 15. Don't get more into about these unclean states of America. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Come. Read it when you got it.
So like what chapter?
Proverbs chapter 17, verse 15.
All right. So like this book falling apart.
I mean, it being used.
Chapter 15.
No, chapter 17, verse 15.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Michael, read it.
Okay, I can do fine. I got it. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 17, verse 15, and it says, "He that justifieth the wicked." How does somebody justify wickedness?
Like there's no way. By punishing them.
You got some out here. You got some out here do it. They justify that wicked stuff going on out in the earth. They justify eating unclean foods and homosexuality and them robbing you and stuff like that. They justify wickedness and stuff like that.
Right.
And it says,
so like if I could just real quick, another practical point. How do they justify wickedness? So like when they see us, you understand, and they pull us over, the police pull us over.
Yeah.
I need to see your license, and we reach for it. But then what they do? They shoot us.
Yeah,
They shoot us, and then what they said, they'll justify it by saying, "I was in fear of my life," even though they never saw a weapon, they didn't see it, they didn't get any kind of hostility from us.
Right.
Because of who we are, you understand? That's already a threat to them.
So like it, so they just hate the truth. That's why they always have this hatred inside of them towards us.
Like Christ said, they know they hated him first, and they know that we part of the bloodline of Christ. You know what I'm saying? And it says, he that justifies the wicked and he that condemneth the just. And that just like also on her daughter just brought out. How do you condemn the just? Pulling them over for a proper cause, but you claim proper cause, no apparent reason. You just want to check him out, just racially profiling. Let me see a license registration. As soon as you reach for it, pow, 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 pow. Man. This was a man. He was being judged by a follow order. You asked him for your ID, your so-called authority law.
Right.
He was reading for the ID, but you gunned him down. You know what I'm saying? That's how you condemn the just. And it says, even they both are even they both are abomination to the Lord. That person that willing to justify wickedness in the earth, or willing to condemn a just man or a woman or a child, they are an abomination to the Lord. Abomination means they are hated by the Most High God. He hates them. Right. You know what I'm saying? So they tell you right there, God doesn't love everybody. And the Christian church will be quick to tell you that, God loves everybody. But I just read to you a scripture right there. God didn't say he doesn't love everybody. You know what I'm saying?
I like it. Sad truth. Happy, sad truth.
Yep. Basically, man, it's crazy. And it says, verse 16, wherefore is there a price in the hand of a fool to get wisdom, seeing he have no heart of it? No, slot it. Drop that. That wasn't what I intended. I lost my spot. No, we're gonna get into the justifying of wickedness. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to the book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 10. Yeah. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 10, and it reads, "And the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death." And we have seen many incidents on TV and some in real life where people had got put to death. Man sleeping with another man's wife, or in his house, or these sneaky links and stuff like that, getting caught up and literally had been put to death for it. But justifying the wickedness of it, you hear a lot in the music and stuff about taking another man's wife, and you see these athletes and stuff out here, doing a lot of it. You see in Hollywood,
Will Smith and August Alsina with that's one example too.
Prime example and stuff like that. And they put it so much out in the entertainment to it's more of a promotion. They're promoting it, God law versus the colonizer laws and stuff like that. If we were following God law, we wouldn't even be showing stuff like that. Right. We wouldn't even be promoting stuff like that.
Okay.
But we're so caught up in the entertainment industry and stuff like that, all of it is being viewed and heard as in a promotive type of way. Yeah. So that's their type of way of justifying it, off of materialism and so-called these emotions and feelings and stuff like that. And that's a very unclean thing to do, a way of life, that can bring violence and stuff like that,
Like that.
And
So, go ahead.
Go ahead.
So my thing is, can we listen to music then?
Oh yeah, we can listen to it, but just like I was saying, it's music. Even though some of it does have witchcraft, because it can alter your spirit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just listening to it. But back when I was telling you about how you're supposed to have hatred, you're supposed to know how to channel that. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna view something, listen to it, you should know how to handle that. You shouldn't let these spirits or whatnot take over you. But we do have a lot of people, especially our youth, that's not strong-minded enough to be handle this stuff. They're out here taking the mollies and the pills and the drugs and stuff like that because of the way it's being promoted. Mm-hmm. It's being promoted as uncleanness, but it's a trend. Right. Being promoted that way, and when it used to not be so. You used to not hear about the doing of the drugs and stuff, more about selling them, but it changed during the music and and stuff like that in the entertainment industry. Time it completely changed. You know what I'm saying? We go to verse 24.
What chapter?
Hold on. Just the way they're justifying that verse 24. Yeah, verse 24, it says, "But I have said unto you, ye shall inherit their land, and I will give it unto you to possess it, the land that floweth with milk and honey, for I am the Lord your God." Not everybody God, but our God, the God of Israel, which has separated you from other people. He separated us from people that had these type of beliefs and stuff. The people that out here promoting stuff in Hollywood and stuff out here, he separated us from that. Like I said, we talked about it earlier. Yeah. You separate from that type of stuff. That's a non-carnal way of showing hatred. It's hatred for being unclean, doing unclean things of that nature and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And
what chapter?
Chapter 20, we in Leviticus. The whole Leviticus just slapped full of laws. Yeah. I do a whole class on just the book of Leviticus. But we running short on time. I'm gonna pull a few more scriptures. We're gonna be up out of here. Okay. Let me
It's good. I just start reading this one when I come around.
Yes.
Yeah.
I tell you what, let's go to the I'm gonna close it with this point.
I ain't want to be rude and just put this down.
No.
You know.
You talk.
You know what I'm saying? I just next time I come, maybe tomorrow, read this one.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. We're gonna go to the book of Leviticus, chapter 7, verse 26. We're very close to class out. I just want to make a quick point about unclean, being unclean. Let me see. Nope, that wasn't it. Damn it. Well, just hold that. Make a quick point, and I'm getting ready to end class about unclean foods and stuff like that. We know how our oppressor, you know, how he operates. He we know we're not supposed to eat things like pork, swine, shrimp, crab, or lobster and stuff like that. And by this being such an unclean state in these unclean states of America, they want to do all in their power to keep us away from the Most High God. And it's mostly like less than 1% that's got so much of this control. You know what I'm saying? If you think about it from this context, I'm gonna end it with this point right here. 99% of the people on the planet, over 99% of the people on the planet, they eat things like sea crab, shrimp, lobster, and stuff like that. You know they don't really have access to it. Over 99% of people eat it. They will not leave their habitat to go to that habitat to swim to the bottom of the ocean floor to get those cleaning supplies and eat them. You know what I'm saying? So what these colonizers do is they don't supposed to eat this. So just because they're such an unclean people and they look at the more profit side, the profit side of it and keeping us unhealthy, because like I say, he's such an unclean beast, you know what I'm saying, that less than 1% that actually goes to the environment to get that, he supplies the earth with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He basically supplied the earth with it. If he didn't supply the earth with it, that would be a sin that 99% of the people that are out here actually doing that sin, they wouldn't actually be able to commit that sin because they wouldn't be able to swim to the bottom of the ocean floor to gather them. They actually eat them. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the reason why the unclean states of America here. Right. You know what I'm saying? And abroad in the earth. And I'm gonna do a part 2 in this class because I got so much information on being on these unclean states and stuff and how how it operates and stuff like that. But with that, we're gonna pass this class off to Priest Officer Hadar for the security announcements.
It's I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K start out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander Yahanna. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister come to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to share themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to their brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment coming from the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and also the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10, which means 10th in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, gives to the treasury department or the teacher. Priest fund for offering, not mandatory. What's the amount you like to give? Upcoming holiday convocations is the Passover. You understand? The 54th annual Passover taking place April 1st. April 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina. All right, Raleigh, North Carolina. You can go onto the website, ISUPK.org, I believe, for further details and also for itineraries. They're starting around March 29th up till the Passover on April 1st, okay? All right, and also for reminder for any brother who wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black. That's boots, shirts, pants, and headbands and war scarves, all right? And also, if you could try to remember to put the address for the school into your maps, understand, just to help build an algorithm for the school. That is 3353 Glenwood Road, Decatur, Georgia. All right, and with that, we'll give a courtesy salute for the teacher. Ben Israel, I.S.U.P.K, which means to stand. All right, give a courtesy salute for the teacher. Ben Israel, I.S.U.P.K, Shabbat, I.S.U.P.K, Barak, and then we'll say, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua Barakatha. All right?
I say Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua Barakatha.
And what we just say in the Hebrew is, may the Most High bless you in the name of Christ. Yahweh Todd, hands down. I don't believe there was any assistance online. Class dismissed.
I'm gonna go ahead and give this back to you because I do got a copy right here. You know, I mean, that's why.
Gotcha.
That's good. It's good. It's good.
It's good. Well, when we say talk, that means good. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
Talk means good.
Okay.
Yeah, good to have you here, man. Good to have you here, man. Good to have you here.
What does the name Holy?
I got you.
For so long you've been sighing and crying, begging for justice, and here the Lord is bringing you justice right here to your streets. City